I decided to make this film really for one reason, and that was because the young people that I was working with who are about to age out of America's foster care system were asking me to make this film. Cody, who I worked with, said to me very matter-of-factly that my life is important and my story is a story that needs to be heard. And it needs to be heard by people that are in a position to make the system better for the next generation. So right now, the federal government is spending $8 billion a year on our foster care system. So 7 of every $8 goes to maintaining foster care placements. So we don't have the funding that we need to do prevention work and to do post-permanency work. So we really need to be funding agencies like Kinship Center that does a great job at helping to keep kids within their families, as well as post-adoption, working with those families to maintain those relationships and support those families developing so that these kids can be raised in the context of a loving family that's going to support their transition through childhood and into adulthood.
And Matt is now here all the way from Montana to do a screening for us here tonight of this amazing documentary and film.
We followed 6 stories for 2.5 years post-foster care. And we're going to get to see a 20-minute version of our feature film tonight. And then we're going to bring our panelists up and just do a Q&A discussion.
I love garbage.
We're on our way to meet with Jim McDermott, who is one of the champions of the Fostering Connections Act. It's important to meet with him because the work is not finished yet, and we want him to stay committed to foster care reform.
Great information. Mandy, that's Richard.
How do we stop this from happening, that 30,000 kids age out after all these placements and they're disconnected?
It's an interesting question, how you stop it. That's like asking the question of how do you eat an elephant? You eat an elephant by one bite at a time.
Those adults in the group homes and the foster homes, they deal with so many kids that it's kind of, they just deal with them instead of actually connect with them. And that's what I think all of us really needed, was a real adult connection.
Yeah, love was the #1 thing that, you know, any kid needs, or every kid needs. And it just feels like you don't have it, so you don't know what to do and you feel lonely and all that. So that's one thing I really needed.
And so I think it's really important to have strong adult figures that will advocate on the behalf of children, because oftentimes we don't have the resources to do that ourselves at such young an age.
We had a neglectful, family ravaged by drug addiction and poverty. I mean, that's what was going on. So we just kept getting swept. So it's such a bigger bureaucratic systemic issue.
If we're going to make, I say, the system more transparent, then we should probably let people know that we're all not stupid. We're not all special in some mentally disabling way, and raising awareness, and on top of that, then maybe we can take that step.
It was a remarkable film. It highlights a remarkable problem. I was impressed with the panel and the discussion we had afterwards, and I think it highlights an issue of compassion and an issue that somebody somewhere can do something about.
Wow, what a great film that was. Place to Place did a great job of really bringing to the forefront what our kids who are in foster care are suffering.
Every child deserves a family. And not only do they deserve a family, but they need a family.